All right, you guys have requested a reaction video from me in the past, and today we are finally going to be doing our first reaction video on the channel. And that reaction is going to be to all three of the new creatures that are coming out in Ark Fjordur, which should be coming out hopefully next month. And I'm super excited for it. I hope you guys are too. But yeah, so today we're going to be looking at all three of the spotlights for the new creatures, which is the Andrewsarchus, the Desmodus, and the Fjord Hawk. I have not seen a single one of these, so my reaction is going to be 100% legit, and I am very excited to see what they have in store for us, because if you didn't already know, I've done 100 days on Fjordur, and I love that map. So I know you guys will too when it does come out, and yeah, I guess we're gonna go ahead and hop into it today. I'm very excited, so make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the videos. So the very first one we're going to take a look at is Andrewsarchus. This one kind of reminds me of a hyena pig creature, but we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to take a look at it together, and yeah, I'm super excited, so here we go. Ooh. All right, so I'm just gonna stop it here. We're gonna, as we go through it, I'm gonna react. But I don't know if you guys saw this, but watch this guy right here as he runs. He's got like the waving hands thing, and it's freaking hilarious. I couldn't help it. All right, so basically, it looks like our Andrewsarchus is running in to kind of join the battle, but let's see what we've got going. All right, some Tokyo drifting going on. So he's got a minigun on the back. I'm curious how accurate that is going to be. I think color mutations on these is going to be like really cool. They're quite large. All right, so let me go back and take a look at this real fast. Besides that one point right in the beginning with the guy just running around with his hands in the air, like that is such a great touch. I love it. Perfect. Now, something that I've noticed here that seems a little bit iffy. So I assume when you are riding it, you're only going to need one person rather than two, say one to direct it and one then to shoot. I'm not really sure how the shooting mechanic is going to work. I hope you don't need two people in order to do this, because for people who play solo, this is going to be relatively useless. I don't think it's going to require two people, but you never know. Now, one thing that I thought was really interesting, I mean, they've got a little hyenodon here. It kind of literally looks like a souped up version of a hyenodon. And that looks like that dude still running around with his hands flying in the air. Now, I do want to get to, I think it was right around here. So we're gonna watch this real fast, and I just want you guys to pay attention to, I guess, maybe the accuracy of this and see how difficult it's going to be. Because it really seems like he completely misses this guy. I mean, obviously this is a trailer and there's going to be, you know, kind of changes and stuff like that. But I think shooting with this is probably going to be quite difficult. But yeah, it looks like you only need one person, and I assume the person is hiding in there. But to be fair, the size of that does not seem like a person can fit in there. But you know, you never know. You never know. We can minimize, I'm sure. Now, the size of it overall, as you can see, it's quite big. It's actually a lot bigger than I think I initially thought it was going to be when they announced it. I kind of assumed it was going to be a lot smaller. But it makes sense that it's going to be bigger because you have to be able to hide inside of the mount thing on the back. But yeah, it's definitely a lot bigger than I expected. So again, I don't know how useful this is going to be in PvE, but for PvP, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a game changer in terms of, I think, official PvP, where most of the big battles go on between megas and stuff like that. I don't really know if it's going to be that really geared towards that, unless it's able to break a certain type of armor or something like that. Or it has like amazing health. I'm not really certain. We'll have to see what it's like when it gets there. Does that shield, or does the little hut thing that you're inside of, like the little armor thing, does that protect you from getting hit by bullets in case this becomes a soaker? That's a really interesting question, because in theory, you are completely protected while you are inside of there. So is this going to be a new soaker? Is this going to be a new meta soaker? We don't really know. I don't know how much health this thing is going to have. But it is possible that you would be completely protected while you are inside of here. So similar to a box on a racer or something like that. I don't know. It'll be quite interesting to see when it comes out. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so our next creature is going to be the Desmodus, which is basically a giant bat. It's very interesting that we have two flying creatures coming in as new creatures in this new map. Typically, flyers tend to be overlooked, and I'm still a little bit disappointed that we don't really have any new water creatures in Ark. I definitely think the ocean is pretty much the lowest tier of, I think, love that it has received. In terms of biomes, in general, we definitely don't get very many new, like, game-changing water creatures, but anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at Desmodus. This one I think is going to be quite interesting, and I'm very excited to see it. So let's see what the giant bat has in store for us. All right, Desmodus. Ooh. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to stop us right there. We're about halfway through. I want to take this back to about here, or actually maybe a little bit farther in. So this right here is one of the aberration caves on Fjordur. If you haven't checked out my 100 days video, I recommend taking a look at that and you'll see where this is. And I, of course, will be doing more videos on Fjordur once it comes out. But yeah, this is definitely 100% the aberration cave. It's kind of like central eastern side of the map, kind of right along the coast. But yeah, this cave it's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see if they'll be removing all, like, some of the other aberration creatures like rock drakes and things like that from here, or if they'll stay in here. But yeah, so this is the aberration cave. Notice that pretty much right away. Okay, so this is interesting. So this must be the vision on the bat. This must be night vision or something like that. If you were to, say, be riding the bat, I assume you'll be able to see something like this. I don't know necessarily how that's an improvement from being able to see like this, because to be fair, the vision here is not bad, but now everything is red. So, I don't know if there's some special ability such as like the snow owl where you can see kind of outlines of things, but definitely the vision isn't so great on these. But I would assume there'd be some type of echolocation. They are bats. Well, I guess we haven't finished watching, so let's take a look. Okay, so I do just kind of want to stop once more, just so that we can take a look at these things. The features on this are just absolutely amazing. Like, look at the teeth that you can see here. Like, this looks so cool. I don't really like scary things, and I feel like I'm gonna get terrified by one of these bats, I'm sure, when we do our Fjordur game play. But like, this thing just looks really, really cool. I'm curious to see what the color regions are going to be like on it for mutations. All right, so they can definitely pick people up. Oh, you know what? You see that? That is going to be similar to the blood wyvern. Yes, that right there. This is going to be similar to the blood wyvern, and it's basically going to suck the health out of your whatever it picks up. It would be my guess. So this is very, very much like the blood wyvern from Crystal Isles. 100%, that's got to be what that is. Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. All right, so we have nighttime invisibility. I wonder how this works during the daytime. So basically, it's like the rock drake invisibility, but for a flyer. And I don't know if it can work in the daytime, but that's really cool. Okay, so there's echolocation. There we go. All right, Desmodus, man, this one is coming in pretty clutch. I think this one is probably going to be so great in PvP for those of you PvP players. And I say that because I have played PvP in the past, and yeah, I may do PvE now, but that's just because I personally prefer PvE. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. I think that this echolocation, so it pings players. So similar to the parasaur, how the parasaur can ping players and creatures and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's got a creature here, it's got a player here, a player here. So it pings creatures and players. So there's its echolocation. All right, that's pretty cool. And then this thing's got a lot of interesting abilities. So it's got the blood sucking ability, where it can take health from people, or I assume it can maybe pick up creatures as well, probably only small creatures, but it can definitely steal health from players and creatures. And it also looks like it's got echolocation and invisibility. This thing's got a lot of cool moves. I have to say I'm impressed. All right. Fjordur Desmodus complete. So let's take a look now at the Fjord Hawk. Okay, third creature on our list is the Fjord Hawk. This one was just released, I think this week sometime. So this is the third creature that they are releasing with Fjordur. And to be fair, just looks wise, I think this is the one that I like the most. I like hawks. Hawks are cool. And I also really like shoulder mounts, which I believe this one is supposed to be. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch the video about the Fjord Hawk. Ooh. Okay, we're already halfway through, but I want to go ahead and just point this out. So they did announce when they chose the Fjordhawk, that we were going to basically be able to, if we die, our Fjordhawk will bring us back our stuff, which is basically what happens here. This girl, she gets shot and killed, and essentially the Fjordhawk takes off with her stuff, and she's now naked because she's dead. And then when she spawns in, the Fjordhawk comes in with her stuff, which is pretty cool. So you can see it right here, kind of coming in with her stuff. Now, I think there's going to be some major limitations with this. Obviously, the weight of the stuff that you have. My guess is they're probably not going to have very much carry weight in order to balance it, because it would be way too OP if you have like a million things on you and then this thing just takes off. The other thing that's going to be interesting is essentially, if somebody shoots it down and kills it, obviously they can then steal your stuff. So that'll be an interesting gameplay mechanic, and obviously it's really good for PvE, because if you die, usually your little buddy here can get away. But in PvP, people are going to be shooting that down out of the sky to get the kit. And I don't think that they'll probably have very much health either. So weight and health are going to be big issues. I don't know if stam is going to play into effect in terms of it bringing your stuff back to you. But yeah, that's really interesting. Okay, well, let's keep going. Ooh. So I think what we just saw was she sent the hawk over here to this wolf's dead body to, I don't know if it harvested it or got whatever materials were off of the wolf. We also don't know if this was a tamed wolf or a wild wolf. If you send it to a body, it may just collect everything. That could be extremely OP in PvP, where if you kill someone and you want to collect the body without having to go get it, you can send a Fjordhawk. Now, the other issue with that is it going to be vulnerable to turrets? Because in that case, then it's completely useless. It can't actually go get anything. It'll just keep dying. But okay, this one's pretty interesting. See what's next. Okay, so basically it has two main abilities. It can bring your stuff back to you, and it can bring some other creatures' stuff back to you. I'm curious if this works on enemy players or other players, but the colors on these look so nice. Oh my gosh, these are gonna be so beautiful mutated. I know y'all don't understand. Like, I love mutations. Mutations are the best. When you get colorful creatures in Ark, it's just it's the icing on the cake. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for the 3 new creatures in Fjordur. We've got Andrewsarchus, Desmodus, and of course the Fjord Hawk. I have to say, I think the one that's most interesting, I think the one that has the most unique and amazing abilities is going to be the Desmodus. But me personally, I probably go for the Fjordhawk first. I would really like to see them do something where you have to steal the eggs in order to get it, because I really like that mechanic of taming creatures rather than knocking out or just feeding it fish passively or something like that. I really like stealing eggs. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of a challenge to that, and you don't always get the best stats and things like that. So I would like to see that. I'm curious with the bats if what we're going to have to do. My guess is you might have to feed them blood, similar to a blood stalker. That might be a thing because it seems like that's what they do, is they suck blood, going with the vampire bat theme and idea, I guess. And Andrewsarchus will most likely be a knockout tame, or there will be some interesting taming method similar to the Amargasaurus in Lost Island, because that one was so difficult, but I really liked the challenge and the new kind of feeling of not just knocking something out and taming it. My guess is these new creatures will have some type of different method of taming. I hope it's not going to be something reused, especially since this is pretty much our last real update to Ark before Ark 2 is supposed to come out. I don't know if that's going to come out this year or not. They haven't made any announcements about it. We've gotten literally zero information. Maybe we will soon. My guess is we won't hear anything about Ark 2 until after Fjordur drops, because that's the last hoorah of Ark 1. So yeah, anyways, I guess if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. I'm super excited for these new creatures. I hope you are too. Let me know in the comments below, which one do you think is going to be the best, or which one are you looking forward to the most? For me, it's probably going to be the Fjordhawk, just because it's so cute. But I think in terms of utility, Desmodus is probably going to be the most useful, just because it has so many different abilities that it can do. But yeah, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up this first ever reaction video on the channel. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one.